Let us see some more points about EM waves. Let us say there is a pond, and in the pond you throw a stone. What will happen? Waves will be created, right? Basically what happens, imagine there are some particles like this. So the wave that is created here transfers energy to this point. This transfers its energy to this point, and like that it moves. This is called propagation. See, it is like this. A person A travels from A point to B point. This is called traveling. But when you light a bulb, let us say, okay, you light a bulb in the room, it dissipates its energy in all directions in equal fashion. This is called propagation. This is traveling. This is propagation. Correct? So first understand the difference between propagation and traveling. A bus travels, but a light wave propagates. A sound wave propagates. So electromagnetic waves are such type. So in any wave, basically what happens is one particle transmits its energy to the next particle. The particle won't be moving. The particle will be oscillating at its own point, but the energy will be transferred. So in electromagnetic wave also, energy will be transferred. So this is the first point. So when you take a charge can be at rest, or the charge can be moving. This is rest condition, right? And the charge can be in the moving condition. That means the charge, when it is moving, it will have some velocity. So now this velocity can be constant, or this velocity can be varying. These two cases will come. So this is the case of electrostatics. So here what the charge will do is, it will create an electric field. Now here the charge is moving with a constant speed. Okay. In this case, when the charge is accelerating, electromagnetic waves are created. EM is created. This case we have seen earlier. When the charge is moving with a constant speed, it creates electric field as well as magnetic field. Now they may individually create an electric field or individually create a magnetic field. Okay. So but here it is simultaneous and it is time varying. It is time varying. Here these fields are constant. Here in the case of electromagnetic waves, they have to be together. So, and they are mutually perpendicular. That means the E field and the EF and the magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other in electromagnetic wave. You cannot have any other angle between them. They have to be mutually perpendicular to each other. In this case, they may be perpendicular, they may not be perpendicular, but they are individual with a constant value. Even if they make 90 degree also, they are making a constant field that will not come under the category of electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave means the electric field and the magnetic field should be mutually perpendicular to each other. It should propagate like a wave and it should be time varying. So with respect to time, the value should be constantly changing. So these are the basic properties of electromagnetic waves. So in electromagnetic waves, the ions will be transferring energy. You oscillate a charge, the oscillating charge will be giving energy. See, this accelerating charge, you can also use a term called oscillating charge. So these are the basic properties of electromagnetic waves. And one test was conducted by Hertz in the year, I think, 1888. So he has actually developed this experimented, and he has experimentally found these electromagnetic waves. So the setup was something like this. You have an inductor, you have two capacitor balls, spherical balls. These are two act like a capacitor. This is an inductor. It has large number of turns. This is connected to a battery, and here there is somewhere a switch also. Okay. So basically, these are the two tips. There is a gap in between. So what he basically did was, we have to provide a very high potential difference between these 2 points. The potential difference should be so high that in between the 2 points there is air, right? The voltage should break the air. The voltage should break the air. That means because of the strong electric field you will have, because of the strong potential difference, you will have a strong electric field in between these 2 points, right? So it should have the property that it should break the, what is that electric field? How much should be the electric field value means? It should be, I think, greater than 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter. This much strong voltage you should be able to provide. So in order to provide that high voltage, an inductor with a lot of turns is used. So when you have studied inductor, you remember there is an induced EMF L di by dt. Remember, I am taking only the magnitude. So when you connect this to a battery, even when you send a small current, but if the inductor value is very high, you can get a very high potential difference. So here basically what they do is they will provide a switch, they will switch on and off quickly. So a smaller amount of current will pass through. But this small amount of current, because of high inductance of this, will create a high potential difference here. Okay. An inductor has a property that it won't die down immediately. So here the charge will go, the current will pass through this wire. Okay. And here when it comes, the path is broken. So basically this electron has to jump from this point to this point. So the way it jumps is, it creates a spark, a sudden spark, bright spark, and it will jump from this point to this point. But it is observed that in this process it creates electromagnetic waves. You can put a detector here, it will detect these electromagnetic waves. Okay, so the circuit has to pass through the peak current. We can find out the frequency. The resonant frequency will be 1 by 2 pi root over LC. C is the capacitance of the capacitor, L is the inductance of the inductor. So resonant frequency why we are taking? Because we want peak current. Okay, so this would be the frequency of that electromagnetic wave. So this was the experiment which was conducted by Hertz, and this, now the property of this wave was entirely different from the regular properties what observed for particles. Particles move from one point to another point, but here the waves, you can keep the detector at some distance, but a detector will be able to sense the electromagnetic waves created in the process. Now see, electromagnetic waves are one good property is that that a changing magnetic field will give rise to electric field, right? And a changing electric field gives rise to a magnetic field. This we have seen in our previous discussion. In the previous video I have discussed that. So in electromagnetic wave what happens is, they'll keep generating themselves. First the magnetic field is changed, it is changing the electric field. Now this electric field will change, it is creating the magnetic field. So the wave is propagating by itself, it doesn't need a source. So it's a very important property of electromagnetic waves. You take the case of light. So Light is an electromagnetic wave. Okay, so this is the little background behind EM waves. And electromagnetic waves are transverse waves. So it is, if you try to draw a diagram, so it is like this. This is my x, y, z. So electromagnetic waves will look something like this. Let me draw a little bigger one. Okay. It is like this. So this is x, this is y, and this is z. So this is my electric field, this is my magnetic field, let us say B, and this is the propagation of the wave. So electric field can be shown like this. Okay, and magnetic field in this direction. These two are mutually perpendicular to each other. They have to be mutually perpendicular to each other. It is a time varying thing. Alright, at every point of time this electric field value is changing, the magnetic field value is changing, and this wave is transverse wave. Okay, this wave is a transverse wave. So it is like this. If you take these fingers, this is the electric field, this thumb is the magnetic field. So the wave propagation will be in this middle finger direction. So like this it will be moving. Okay, that is how it is shown in this diagram. So there are four basic equations of Maxwell that we will see in the next video. So these are the basic properties of electromagnetic waves, and on the name of Hertz, this cycles per second, that number of cycles per second, that is come on the name of Hertz only, which is the unit of frequency. And using this you can create waves of very high frequency. Okay.